Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the 144,130 elect. Okay, the hopeful elect remaining faithful. The laborers of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, pushing the word of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai in spirit and in truth. All right, coming back with another lesson. I'm the brother Kassad with Great Millstone Northwest, and this lesson here it'll be pretty simple. In this lesson, doing some reading in Maccabees, Second Maccabees, and came across this here in Second Maccabees. It goes into Jeremiah hiding the Ark of the Covenant. And one thing that stood out was verse 7. So I'll read that. Second Maccabees 2, verse 7. It says, when Jeremiah learned what they had done, he reprimanded them. And this is in the GNT, Salaki. Let me say that. All right. So when I'm reading in the Apocrypha here, it'll be in the GNT. So it says, 2 Maccabees 2 and 7, it says, when Jeremiah learned what they had done, he reprimanded them, saying, no one must know about this place until the Most High gathers his people together again and shows them mercy. Okay. And reading, me reading this is pretty much going into the Most High. He's going to gather us again and show us mercy. Okay, the nation of Israel. Now, you got all these Christians and whatnot who are trying to, use supersessionism, as Apostle Tahar says, in the other apostles, and try and replace, Israel with the true Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. They're trying to replace us with them. Saying, oh, pretty much the Lord ain't dealing with, the natural Israelites anymore. Therefore, the spiritual Israelites, being these heathens, Elam, so-called these Indians, and so-called Chinese, and so-called white people, Moab and Edom, and whatever else. These people are now the people that the Lord is going to save. All right. That's what these so-called Christians believe. All right. Now, we just read that Jeremiah, he said that nobody is to know where the Ark of the Covenant is hid until the Most High gathers his people together again and shows them mercy. So the people that the Lord is going to gather is his chosen people that he's scattered, amongst the heathen all over the planet. All right. So like it, man. Jake tired. Verse 18, it says, and I'm jumping down to verse 18. It says, just as he promised in his law. Okay, the Heavenly Father in his law promised that he was going to gather Israel. Okay, he never promised that he was going to save the actual heathens, the actual Gentiles. The Lord never promised that he was going to save them. They don't need to be saved from anything. All right. It says he has rescued us from terrible evils and has purified the temple, and we are confident that in his mercy he will soon gather us to his holy temple from every nation under the sun. Okay, so the Heavenly Father is going to gather us from every nation that's under the sun, man. And you have Israelites that are literally scattered, amongst all these heathen. All right, amongst the Chinese, amongst the Japanese, amongst the Koreans, amongst Mongolians, amongst the Russians, amongst the Europeans, all right, amongst East Indians, all throughout Africa, all right, amongst the Polynesians, amongst the Arabs in the Middle East. You have Israelites that are scattered all over the planet, man. And the Lord is going to gather us from amongst those nations and take us back to our land, which is the land of Israel. And that's in the law. All right, so here we go. Leviticus 26 and 44, it says, and yet not for all that, when they be in the land of their enemies, I will not cast them away, neither will I abhor them. All right, the land of our enemies, key word, key words. I will not cast them away, neither will I abhor them, to destroy them utterly, and to break my covenant with them, for I am Yahweh, their power. Okay? So, even though we got our ass kicked here in Babylon the Great, in particular, we haven't experienced a captivity quite like this. All right? Now, the scriptures say that the Lord didn't, do what he did to us to destroy us. All right. He didn't bring all this upon us to destroy us. It was meant to serve a purpose in pretty much getting our minds right. Okay, getting our spirits right. It says, I will not cast them away, neither will I abhor them, to destroy them utterly, and to break my covenant with them, for I am Yahweh, their power. But I will, for their sakes, remember the covenant of their ancestors, whom I brought forth out of the land of Egypt in the sight of the heathen, that I might be their power. I am Yahweh. Okay, so the Lord is going to remember the covenant that he made with our ancestors. Okay, all right. When he brought us out of the land of Egypt, he gave us the law. He cleaned us up. All right, he had us roam around in the desert for 40 years, and that served the purpose of, killing off those that he didn't want going into the Holy Land, and also, establishing the law, the covenant that he made with us. Okay. Verse 46, these are the statutes and judgments and laws which Yahweh made between him and the children of Israel and Mount Sinai by the hand of Moses. Okay, so back in verse 44, it said that he would not cast them away. All right, he's not going to cast us away and utterly destroy us. Okay, but the covenant that he made with our ancestors, he's going to remember that. All right. And that's what we read in second Maccabees. All right. Deuteronomy 30 and verse 1, it says, "And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among the nations, whither Yahweh thy power hath driven thee." All right. And we surely are experiencing curses. All right. Blessings as well, but we're experiencing curses. All right, because we're under curses for the time being. All right. On top of that, we're not even in our own land. All right, we're amongst the heathen, our enemies. Okay. It says, "And shalt return unto Yahweh thy power, and shalt obey his voice according to all that I commanded thee this day, thou and thy children, with all thine heart and with all thy soul, that then Yahweh thy power will return thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations whither Yahweh thy power has scattered thee." All right, so the Lord is going to gather us from amongst all the nations that he shipped us off to, that he scattered us to. Okay. If any of thine be driven out unto the uttermost parts of heaven, from thence I, Yahweh, thy power, will gather thee, and from thence will he fetch thee. Okay. So like it says, from thence will the Lord, Yahweh, thy power, gather thee, and from thence will he fetch thee. So you literally have Israelites, in those Japhetic islands. You got Israelites in Fiji, Israelites in Australia. You got Israelites in certain Pacific islands, Hawaii. You know what I'm saying? And other other Pacific islands that are very small, man. Like I mentioned, you got Israelites in Japan, Israelites in nestled in the cracks and crevices of the earth, so to say. But even from there, the Lord is gonna deliver Israelites, and because in the kingdom, every Israelite is hey, we going home, man. Every Israelite has to touch down at headquarters in Jerusalem. Every Israelite's gotta be brought back to their homeland. Now, you got certain Israelites that are just gonna be utterly defiant and not wanna go back to Jerusalem, and they're gonna want to continue to just be in a heathenistic state of mind, and they're gonna have to go to the spirit world and come back as a newborn baby. Okay, but every Israelite is gonna touch down in the land of Israel. Okay, because that's our land, man. Um, Verse 5, it says, "And Yahweh thy power will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed, and thou shalt possess it, and he will do thee good and multiply thee above thy fathers." All right. So this is the blessings we're about to experience. Okay, because we are experiencing the curses. All right, so we have to experience the blessings, man. And when we experience the blessings, that's when these heathens is going to really experience the curses like we have. All right. Now this is Revelation 7. And let me see. 7. I'll start at 3. And this is going into the elect of the nation of Israel, or the 144,000, to be more specific. So Revelation 7 and 3, it says, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads. All right, because it's going, when you read verses 1 and 2, it's going into the Lord having the angels, 4 angels in the four corners of the earth, holding back the destruction until the 144,000 are sealed. All right. So it says the 144,000. It says verse 4, and I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. Of the tribe of Judah were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Reuben were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Gad were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Asher were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Naphtali were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Manasseh were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Simeon were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Levi were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Issachar were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Zebulun were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Joseph were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Benjamin were sealed 12,000. All right. It says, and this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands, and cried with a loud voice, saying, salvation to our power, which sitteth upon the throne, and unto the Lamb. All right. And the angels stood round about the throne and about the elders and the 4 beasts, and fell before the throne on their faces to worship the Most High. Let me see. All right. So the point being, pretty much, this great multitude, right? All right. Now, the purpose in which I read Maccabees, all right, Second Maccabees, I'll read it again. Verse 18, 2 Maccabees 2 and 18. Just as he promised in his law, he has rescued us from terrible evils and has purified the temple, and we are confident that in his mercy he will soon gather us to his holy temple from every nation under the sun. And that's initially Salakia, what we are reading here. Okay? Here in Revelation 7 and 9, because it went into the 12,000 out of each tribe, all right, the 144,000. But you're going to have Israelites as well that are scattered throughout the 4 corners of the globe amongst these other nations, amongst the heathen, that even look just like the heathen. Okay, but the spirit within them is the spirit of an Israelite. Okay, those, all right, elect amongst the heathen, but are really Israelites, all right, that have been scattered. The Lord is going to save some of those as well. Okay. So once again, after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and peoples, or and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands. All right, so let's get this word kindred. And we had went into this at camp last week. G 5444. And the word is
Strong's G 5443. Fule.
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 It says a tribe, In the New Testament, all the persons descended from one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob, a nation, people. All right. Here in the Strong's definitions, it says an offshoot, an example, race or clan, kindred, tribe. So look at that. All right. So all those individuals that make that great multitude up, they come from one of the tribes of the nation of Israel, man. They come from one of the 12 sons. All right. So initially, this great multitude is they would send from one of these 12 tribes. The 12,000s, the 12,000 out of each tribe that's going to be sealed is the Lord's his warriors, the 144,000. All right. But along with that, you're gonna have a great multitude that stem from one of those 12 tribes that's gonna be saved as well. That's gonna be scattered, amongst these other nations, man. All right. So salvation is only for the nation of Israel. All right. In which, you gotta constantly from time to time you gotta go back into that, man, because these Christians is trying to hijack the promise, so to say. All right. But Lord willing, that was an edifying lesson. Till next time, I say shalom.